Hey everybody, I'm back. You're watching PixelBeep and we're playing Warhammer Arcane Magic, another beautiful mobile game from the world of Warhammer. We're going to play Chapter 7, and I was tempted to buy some new spells for my wizards, but then I noticed that with a Celestial Wizard for 2000 I can buy Chain Lightning, and that's all I need to know, so I'm saving up. Anyone who's ever... No, why would I buy? I have 9 of those. Anyone who's ever played Diablo 2 or Diablo 2, really these words, how do you pronounce them, knows that Chain Lightning is a real thing. And here's the story.
How fair this land must have been in the ages of old. In the time of Belshazzar, the light and joyful days of exploration and conquest, when elven kings planted glittering colonies across the face of the world. A place of great beauty and wonder it must have been. A grim and terrible place it is now.
Wow. So... I don't know about you guys, but I would really appreciate if these kind of intermissions, especially because they're nicely voice acted, if they were a bit longer and conveyed a little story between every mission. I'm thinking the range of kind of Elder Scroll books, which is a couple of pages, can be a little bit shorter, but I think there is a lot of opportunity for storytelling here, and the game is trying to use the lore nicely, but we all know it's, there's nothing sad in those intermissions, which I think is a little sad because there's space for graduation. And if there's one thing that people have forgotten how to do in both movies and books and everything, it's how to graduate a story. We kind of seem to be living in a world of ones and zeros. Either nothing is going on or everything is going on. And that's just plain wrong. That's not how things should be. So, it's not on-off story. It's, sometimes the story is a little lighter, sometimes it's a little darker. That's interesting. I think a good example is another Warhammer game. God, what's the name? It's also by Rodeo Games, and it's Warhammer Quest. So Warhammer Quest is a great example, by the way. Lord of Change, Innkeeper of Secrets. Wow. These guys. Let's shackle them. Can I shackle them? I can only shackle the harpy. I want to shackle the... Well, whatever. Let's shackle them. Yeah, so Warhammer Quest, and I've only played that one very shortly, and I'm definitely going to be doing a recording of that game. But Warhammer Quest has a very neat storytelling, from what I've seen, and I've only seen the first 2 or 3 missions, and I really did like it. I didn't like the gameplay so much, or as much as Warhammer 40k Deathwatch, or perhaps even this. Maybe because I had beginner units that were not very good at anything. But again, the storytelling I saw was very nice. So inspiration for this game, let's wait for what the DLC brings. There's going to be some new content, so maybe a little better storytelling. But right now let's just focus here on the game. We have new allies, those are the Harpies. And let's use their infuriating screeches. Wow, that was very nice, by the way. 3 damage to weaken the enemy, and then we'll just finish them. In the best of Mortal Kombat traditions, finish him! Right, so the keeper there. Let's deal with Lord of Change first. Because I feel like he's gonna get a little windy. Oops. Alt fart. That's it. Bam. -5. You're practically dead, dude. Forget it. I still have 4 mana and no moves left. Well, no moves left. Well, that's very, very sad. Let's go on to the next turn. This guy's trying to sneakily move in, but we see him. Wait. Siege Firestorm, that was not agreed upon. What was that? Was it jab or? So Keeper of Secrets, not really fooled by the Harpy. Winds of Shaiish here. What a guy, that Shaiish. Well, there's a couple of things I can do. I can use the Harpy to finish off this guy, which is probably the smartest thing to do. Bye-bye. Critically hit by a Harpy. What a shame, what a shame. Keeper of Change, keep the change. Alright. That was not funny, but I tried, right? So... Whoa, not that again. So I wonder if there's any kind of video game startup comedy. God, wrong word. Video game stand-up comedy. I love that. I love that, guys. But I don't know how many people get the references. Bam, that was a miss. Right, so we've successfully dealt with the Keeper of Change. But the Keeper of Secrets is brutal. And he's having 2 attacks per round. I want to have 2 attacks per round. What do I have to do? Seriously, well, I have them. That's true. I have multiple wizards. I want to have 2 attacks per round on all of those. 6. Yes, this is the critical Harpy. Sorry? Come again? What's going on? The critic... Oh, it's end of the combat. I was a little confused there for a minute. I thought the Harpy was kind of so critical it critted itself out. But no. So, by the way, 4 arenas, 3 plunder packs, and you know, I'm not here for the fighting, so time to locate a little bit of that plunder. Gosh, it's incredible anyway that we can play this on mobile. I remember when I was a young kid in high school, I was playing all those games, right? Whatever the game was. Daydreaming about the games all the time. You know how it is, daydreaming about the games. All the builds you can try, all the things you can do, all the environments you're going to see, all the characters you're gonna meet, all the stories and how they're going to wrap up. I was playing Daggerfall, so Daggerfall, and you know what it means. It means infinite gameplay, infinite stories, well, nice loot, very, very nice and vast world, and, you know, infinite quests and everything. And I always went, and, you know, I wasn't one of those kids who played before the school. I was not like crazy. I was just like, when I came out of school, I would play. But before the school, no. So every morning I was going to school, I was waiting for the tram, and I was daydreaming about Daggerfall. And I was like, if somebody made a portable, like you could carry it around, you could play, like it'd be so easy, it'd be so much fun. I could, you know, try all these things I theory crafted instantly. I need that chain lightning right now. You know, so I was thinking just like those things, like let's play Daggerfall. And today we have all these portable games, regardless whether it's PSP, whether it's Nintendo DS, especially Nintendo DS is awesome role-playing games. Remember, the DS has Chrono Trigger. Well, so does the PSP, but okay, that the DS has Chrono Trigger. Oh my, I'm gonna hurt my guy here. And that game is just awesome. And there's more games that you can play on the go. But some of the most complex games, you know, Daggerfall, no way. And then, you know, what else comes to mind? Now, Daggerfall Wizardry, I really loved that game, those series. One of the best RPG systems ever. Here comes a critical hit. You can't play them on the go. There is a Wizardry game on mobile and on DS, but the only slight trouble is it's in Japanese, which I know just the basic numbers in, so that's not really helping, but it's interesting. Ouch! I'm not saying there are no good games, no good portable games, but I think that, you know, given the technology that we have, given the capacities, there's not that many of those. And of course, it can easily be explained, you know, by the fact that people want to play all those shitty games that are no games that tell you when you can play and when you have to stop playing because you have run out of energy or whatever else you run out of. There's very few of them that are even considered games, or I would even consider games. They're just like, and that scares me a little bit, because for a lot of people, when I was growing up, video games were just like this crap. For me, it was culture, right? And for me, it still is culture. And it's just a little bit worrisome that, you know, non-games are becoming so popular and making so much money. And honestly, they're great products, right? They're really cleverly thought out. The way they unwind and kind of guide you through the experience, it's ingenious. You know, they keep you provided with all the kind of game cache you need for the first hour or 30 minutes or hour, and you keep progressing, so you have that kind of theory crafting, like you want to see what's next, and you're competing with your friends, you're in a clan or something, so you really want to know what's next. You know, then it keeps you playing, I think, for social reasons. I'm not playing those games, so I couldn't tell, but I think it would be social reasons, and that's kind of scary to me. Because there's so many good games you can play, and remember, games don't get old. I mean, you can go to GOG.com and there's some fantastic, phenomenal games you can play right now today that are as relevant today as they ever were. And you know, just today Wolfenstein came out. I'm talking the original Wolfenstein plus Spear of Destiny. That is a 3D shooter. I mean, you know, compared to most of the production that comes out today, compared to bloody Call of Duty, that is a real game. But I thought that was a harpy. No. This is Keeper of Secrets. 2 of them actually. So that magma storm, that's what's coming out for them. I'm not kidding. I'm gonna burn you like there's no tomorrow. I should have let him stack, and that's not the best roll. So I don't really know if there's any penalty for death, but 1 warp stone will heal 2 lives. But if I die for 3 warp stones, I get to full health. So you know, it tells you something. Hey, let me borrow this guy. Right, deal. No, I'm a stone troll. Hey, look, there's a large yellow ball in the sky. Oh, it's the sun? Idiot. Well, let's get the other one, no? No more? Alright. Throw rock. Troll won't vomit. No more mana. This one. Smack him. 6, that's it. Alright, stone troll for the rescue. Well, anyways, I'm talking about games, and it's crazy. I mean, I think it was 9 years ago I told my friend I'm gonna buy a t-shirt that will say so many games and, you know, so little time. but it's true now more than ever. And a lot of these games that are made, including indie games, you know, some of them are great, some of them are kind of okay. Some minus Wizard here, but you know, we live in this wonderful time. We can just cherry pick, and we should by all means cherry pick in the games we play, because you know, I think there are exceptional games. For me, it's a little bit more difficult to cherry pick because I'm recording the footage here, so obviously I cannot record every type of game, and I'm not comfortable talking with every type of game. But I'll land one more. Let's make some friends. I've got like 10 of those cards. They're cheap, they're stoned, they won't mind. Hey, keep it cool, keep it cool. So, no, I didn't mean to. Yeah, whatever. Time for my favorite spell. Let's roll 5. That is it. That's what I want to see. It's funny how, you know, we keep seeing remakes with movies, and of course we keep seeing remakes with some games as well. Even if not as often as I'd like to see. But there are some great games, and some things I do understand why, but you know, when you have a new generation of a game engine, it's a little surprising you don't really update the previous game. And I understand it means basically the whole program is scripting all over again, and it's better left to modders. But there are some games that would just benefit so tremendously from that. And yes, I've mentioned Daggerfall here before, and I think that game would really benefit to be remade. And you know, for all my whining, it doesn't mean there are not good role-playing games being made. The Witcher being a perfect example. Whoa, I'm a failure, I admit. The Witcher being a perfect example, and what makes The Witcher very interesting is not just the gameplay and everything. For me, it's mostly that it really reflects the feeling of Sapkowski's books, and it reveals continuation of that story. And I think that's another proof that games are a cultural phenomenon, but also, well, depending on whether you call fantasy books art or not, but they're, for me, they can be art. Some are greater, some not greater. By the way, I've mentioned games that are free to play and rely on daily energy and everything. There are some that I consider shit. Shush. No swear words on this show, I promise to myself. So there are some I promise I consider not to be that good, but Infinite Interactive has made, is it War of Gems? I don't wanna lie here. I have it on the iPad, but so that's basically Warlords. That's basically Puzzle Quest for iPad. I think it's War of Gems, or Gems 4. Gems 4. What a great game! What a fantastic game. And by the way, Puzzle Quest itself, it's one of the best RPGs I've played. The sheer amount of options that it gives you is amazing, and it was a masterpiece by Steve Faulkner and the company. Well, that's it. Beyond Monsters. No, I'm gonna probably... Well, here's the loot. There's another one, really. Doomball. I have multiple of those now, so hopefully I can use them. Hey, Wind Blast! I already bought it, so let's step on the plate here. and go for the last arena. And I'm hoping to survive. Something's weird here. Not all arenas completed, but where should I go now? Let's try here. Pum pum pum. It's a little dark here. I'm a bit afraid. But nothing happens. So there's so many good games, really and honestly. And I haven't even played all the games I would wish I played. And, you know, I mean, truly, if I knew what I know now in high school, I would have started a business. And I'm not surprised all these 14-year-olds have their business, because, you know, the amount of time you have, you're on your own, which means all that time is yours. You have no ties in anything. That's amazing. But I spent it playing games and I've never looked back. So that's also fun. Also okay. All goes as long as you game. I'm wondering whether I should try and take on the Keeper of Change one-on-one. Let's do it. Let's roll 6. Eradicate that guy. Whoa. That didn't go so well. And that means it's his turn. Look at that guy. So, interesting change, or interesting difference as compared to Warhammer 40k Deathwatch Turn Invasion. He's dead, he's down. Is that there is no limit to movement. I mean, you have a movement wrench and you can go as far as you can go. Whereas 40k Deathwatch makes you spend those action points that you don't have unlimited amount of. Hey! I am back. I live again. Right. And I'm looking for revenge. That was a lot of damage. Let's keep going. 5. Whoa, you're in for a bad surprise here. Right, and let's push a little bit. Let's be pushy. 2. Wow, that's not. Whoa, look at that. Did you see that? I just rolled 2. I didn't roll anything crazy, but the amount of damage is crazy. Let's finish him up. Finish him! That could work. Burn. It did work. It did work, and we've gotten rid of him. Now we only have a stone troll. Who's too stone to hit? And the Keeper of Secrets. You know, here's a secret. If I cast a fireball and I hit you, you'll burn. Whoa, that was not a good. Well, it's still 2 damage, 2 damage. It was not the most impressive. Urnan's bolts. So one thing I don't really understand, and I might be wrong here, or I just might be, but there's all these games, you know, good old games, which is basically DOS games and legacy games that you can now play on Windows and stuff. There's all these retro games, there's all these sequels or spiritual sequels being made. But what I don't really understand is, why can't we play arcade games on Steam? That's a great failure right there. And why can't we play all those beat 'em ups and arcade games on Steam? Why can't we buy them? Why can't we download them? Why aren't they ported? Like, is that, I don't understand if that is the same problem as, say, you know, Lion King or some of the old games where you can't really figure out who has rights to the content and who you should deal with to get the content, or if it's another thing. But some of these games are so good, and we can't play them, and that irks me to no end. Great, we've cleared out the level, everything 4433, we're good to go. Where? That's a question. Oh, here's the... No? Yes, no? I think I saw something, but it might be just my imagination. Yes, that was just my imagination. I am terribly sorry, folks. By the way, I saw the Pixels, the movie, yesterday. I did enjoy it, but I don't think it's such a great movie. I think it's pretty bad. The jokes are, you know, I don't know. Peter Dinklage saves the day there. The jokes are pretty bland, not very funny. It's got its video game moments, but I just don't understand why video games have to be the bad guy all the time. The thing that causes violence, crime, deaths, you know, everything, addictions, like it's all caused by video games. We all know that's not so. You know, I'd love to see more positive movie, but or video game positive movie. But we'll have to wait for it. Hey, here we go. Celestial Wizard, a little slightly weaker than the Bright Wizard, but again, a great event, great playthrough. So that's it, guys. That's it for today. I'll do more videos tomorrow. I'm very, very happy with the new setup. Everything works. It's more friendly to the environment, of course, because the notebook takes much less energy than the desktop. It has not crashed. Shh, fingers crossed. And tap on the wood. So thank you for watching. We'll be doing some more. You can subscribe to my videos, or you can follow me on Twitter, or you can just write me on Twitter or mention me on Twitter. I'll write right back to you. And enjoy the weekend. By the way, if you have no plans for the weekend, Guild Wars 2 has the final beta weekend event before Heart of Thorns is released at the end of October. And believe me, Guild Wars 2 is one of the best games out there, and the base has just become free to play, so you can just download and play. You don't have to pay anything. There is no pay gate, there is no grind gate, no nothing. It's just a great game. So if you have no plans for the weekend, play Guild Wars 2 throughout the game, throughout the day. Watch my videos in the evening, and then just sleep and have fun. Right, don't forget stretch, go out, and I'm talking too much again, so I'm pressing off button here. Bye.